morning. This is day 2 of the social distancing, working out from home with whatever you got. Hopefully all of you have a ball. It's important that there's some air in the ball because if you sit on it and your knees are much higher than your hips, then it definitely needs some air. You don't need any fancy contraption. All these small little pumps that you get with the ball, they actually work. It's not that hard to blow them up. So with the ball, the beauty is anything you would consider being a warm-up can actually be part of your exercise routine because you can scale it down so much and so easily with the ball. So we're going to start against the wall and just do squats. Right? And for the warm-up, I usually just go into a deep squat. Keep the knees around shoulder distance, or shoulder width apart. Seems to be the easiest. And just see if I can get some range of motion into my ankles, my knees, my hips. Okay, and just go until I feel, okay, this is where it ends. This is where my range is for today. And just breathe through it. So then, let's say you warm up. You probably need to do a little bit more than that. And so your first exercise would be squats. And for this, maybe if you can, keep your hips or your feet hip width distance, bring it down here, and then we're only going halfway up, and bring it back down, and all the way up. Right, it's very simple. Down as low as you can handle it, come halfway up, go back down, all the way up. Let's do that 10 times. Then you go onto a single leg. And the ball needs to be sort of where your tailbone is, between your tailbone, somewhat covering the arch of your low back. From here we're going down. And you can see that my legs, this leg here is hardly taking any weight. I'm working from the front leg. What you can't see is that my toes are curled up, so I'm trying to really press through the heel, which will help me activate the glutes and the hamstrings because I don't want to overwork the quads. We want to press back and up and stay upright. If you feel it in the back leg, it's not unusual, but it's often not because you're working the back leg very hard. It's because your hip flexor is tight and you feel a tug on here. And that might even keep your hips from being in the proper position. So watch out for that. Make sure your hips are actually facing forward. So let's say 10 per side. After your 10 squats, 10 lunges each side. Then you're going to work the back in between. Give the legs a little break. Going into back extensions. My feet are touching the wall right now. Can't see that. My knees are slightly bent. From here I can go into a hold. And it's only my hips that are touching. If you got that distance, then you probably got it just perfect. Right? And then we can go into back flies. And down. Okay. I could go much higher. And I see that a lot, but that's not what we're going for because that's just arching or overarching the low back and really targeting the low back. You don't want to put too much pressure on there, so try to stay away from that. If you come to here, should be mainly your glutes, your butt, your back, your shoulders to hold this position. So down, reach and hold. Okay, for 15, if you can. Push-ups. On the ball, really nice because you can actually add this to it. So as I extend back, now I pull the shoulders down and already am in that position that most people find so hard to get into when you do your push-up. And then you come on down and press up and push back. And do it again. Shoulders back. Set your scapula, your shoulder blades. Keep them where they're supposed to be. And do that maybe 12 times. that will work really well. Okay, in between some crunches. Feet together, more or less. They should be parallel on the outside, right? Belly button is at the top of the ball. Hands can be here, or here, or here. And you're just going down, arch back over the ball, and then crunch up to here. And important that you're not dipping the hips down and coming from the hip flexor. You want to keep the work in the trunk. So you're dropping the ribs towards the hips. Okay. Do that maybe 15 times. Back to the push-ups, back to the crunches. Okay, now going lateral. This is a little tricky to get into for most people, but once you practice it a couple of times, it's actually really easy. Your top leg is back, and the other one is forward. Put your hips on the ball like this, and now the ball is really wedged under my hips, and I can go lateral. I can go down and up and down and up, and you do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. You can take a little stretch in between, beautiful stretch actually, and then do it again so that you have a couple of sets on each side. And then if you still have time to do a little bit more, let's do some pikes. Feet back here, okay, and it's going in and out, and in and out. Now I want to take that into a pike. That means you're going up and down. But this is also good. Either one will be just fine. And then one exercise most people really don't like, me included, and I'm like most exercises, is hamstring curls. So you want to create a little cushion under your shoulders, so roll them back, shoulder blades, right? And then it really is driven at first by the hips. So the hips come up, you curl under. Try to not let the hips drop down. They stay high. And then slowly let go. And that burns pretty quickly. Up, and then slowly let it go. You can do 12 to 15 of those, combined with the tucks and crunches. It's probably all you're gonna need. Should keep you busy for at least half an hour today. I hope you'll do it. Let me know if you will. Not if you're planning to, but if you've actually done it. That'd be really cool. Regardless, I will keep posting them because I need something to do. So have a fantastic day. Stay happy. See you soon. Bye.